Okay, everybody. Oh, hey, let me adjust that. All right. Okay, I've warned many different TIs about this situation before and a while back, and I wanted to warn them all again. When you're a targeted individual, it is too dangerous for you to go to a restaurant or even fast food. It doesn't matter either way. It's too dangerous because of what these criminals are doing. I'm gonna leave a link in the description. I'm definitely gonna leave a link in the description. You'll see a video that Brian 2 recently uploaded literally 9 hours ago. And what happened was they put glass in his food. Now, here's the thing about this. My grandmother, she told me that one of her deceased husbands, this was a long time ago. I was told that one of her deceased husbands was killed by a woman who he had already left. And what happened, I think it was like his ex-wife or his ex-girlfriend or something. And what happened was she offered him some food. And it was when he was just, I don't know if it was just him getting his stuff. I don't know what it was. But she had put glass in his food. And he ended up dying from that because the stuff had punctured through his stomach. This is not something that's new. It's not something that's uncommon. It is something that happens. And the reason for it happening is primarily because they just want to get rid of us. They want us gone because we are basically the veterans who have been dealing with this technology for years. Some of us have only since recently become target individuals. Some of us have been target individuals for years, months, damn near a century. I want all TIs to please understand this, even non-TIs. What they do is they basically do very hidden acts, but you got to understand they may try to make it sound like real innocent, like they just want to do the right thing. No, it's very criminalized how this is. It's within a very criminalized manner. They have absolutely no shred whatsoever with killing people. They have absolutely no problem with that. They don't. And they know this. The people who aren't even so much as like that know this too, that the people they're working with are like this. I know this because I stumbled upon a conversation with two perps, and it was two different sides. One of them was actually joking about murdering people, and the other one was going off to him like, well, don't joke about that. Don't even joke about that. Now, this could be street theater, but I don't doubt that some of these people who are working alongside some of these other people, when it comes to these perps, I honestly think that in some cases there are some people who are just not too far aware of what's really going on, and they just doing it, man, just to get a payoff. But they don't realize the deep end of the corruption until later on, and then gets to the part to where they got to start taking people out of the equation because they're afraid of them defecting. This is what I've been seeing lately. How there's just a whole mess of new people just showing up, you know. And it's not the same amount of people. I don't know if this is related to my situation, but even before then, it's been like this for like the past 2 or 3 weeks. It's just been all new people. So it's like there's something about certain people that they something about that they switch them out, you know. But man, like for any target individuals, look, don't order out no food. Don't Don't go to no restaurant. Well, I guess you can't go to a restaurant anyway. You could just order, takeout. But as a targeted individual, don't do this because they will put smart dust in your food. Okay, that nanotech, they will put it in your food. If not that, in this case with Brian too, they put glass in his food. Here's the thing. If you look at all targeted individuals' channels, when it comes to showing what these perps do, when it comes to documenting the many things that happen, you cannot look at this and say, well, no, it's nothing. You can't, man. You got to understand, people can in fact be a threat to someone or to some organization, and they feel the need to get rid of that threat. But in reality, you got to ask yourself, what is it about a single individual that makes them such a big threat to such a powerful person or a powerful organization? You got to really, that's the real question you need to ask. Why is that? It's because we know too much and we know the truth of what is really going on. And unfortunately, people are going to have to really wake up. They really are, because if I'm telling you, if you don't wake up to what's really going on, you're gonna end up being you basically are being led astray by blind sheep. Basically, people who are just either too involved with the system, too dependent on it, so they're willing to commit literally support the lies going out. To say all the stuff with 5G is safe, all the stuff with the vaccinations are safe. No, that's gonna put you in a situation that you do not want to be. By the time you get there, I don't think there's no way of coming out of that. I don't think there is no way of coming out of that, man. The grid is already up. 5G is everywhere, and it's just crazy, because the way I see it, and I'm looking at this as a pattern, no matter how many times people have spoken out about so much stuff that this government has been doing, people just write it the fuck off. And even when it gets this damn obvious, they still want to write it the fuck off. Not many people do it, but it's like they don't see the bigger picture of how bad the situation actually is. The only thing people are just obsessed with is their jobs and getting back to work and stuff like that, man. Dude, that is the least of your worries right now. I mean, I get it. It's unfair to not be able to work and earn a living. I understand people are actually suffering. I understand that. But there's a major threat out there that's threatening not just you, but everyone else, including your children. That's the bigger problem right there. The fact that both the vaccinations and the fact that they got this weaponized system illegally installed before it was even legally signed in Congress. That shit should have already been stripped down. The fact that when people realized that they had put that up before it was even signed, that puts the whole thing in void. They can't keep something up, installed up there like that, if before it was even signed, because then, and if there's even no tests done on this, like, you can't just, no. The fact that it was even signed, the fact that it was even brought into the U.S. in the first place, the fact that it was put in the schools, the neighborhoods, any of this stuff. Let me ask you something, man. They could give out as much money as they can, as they want, but when they do stuff like this, I just want to ask the people who have not woken up yet, where in your mind do you get it that you would think that they have your best interest in hand? Just weird, man. Just please, just in the comment section, please tell me, where do you have it in your mind that what you think that they have your best interest at heart? What is up with that? People didn't get to be extremely wealthy by playing it safe, by doing the right thing. People in major positions of power, didn't get where they're at just by playing by the rules? No. No. The whole upholding the rules thing, the whole doing the right thing, that's a front, but in reality there's a lot of corruption behind all of that shit. Behind all of it. There's major amounts of corruption. Unseen corruption. And if you don't see it, then people are being paid to make sure you don't see it. But at the same time, there are two sides playing a role, man, and it's all theatric playing. You got the opposition, and then it's the opposition is to push the people into the direction of the more one that's doing more favorable things for the people, but in reality, it's all a ruse. It's all a game. It's to make you and put you in the falsified comfort zone. So when you are in that falsified comfort zone, you won't be able to get back out when they turn the tables on you, which is basically their intentions. I'm warning people, not just fellow target individuals, but everybody else, even the non-TIs out there. Be mindful of the restaurants that if you are ordering out, man, please just be careful, because they do put this stuff in your food. They do. And I wouldn't even doubt that they're not even doing it to just about anybody now, since they intend to literally do this to everyone. They put smart dust out in the chemtrails. They put smart dust out on which gets everywhere in the water filtration system throughout the land, and it's just growing and spreading along with the Morgellons fungi that is laced with it, which is getting everywhere. Now, I've shown plenty of evidence of me being stalked. I've shown plenty of evidence of the hacking I'm going through. I've shown plenty of evidence that I am being beamed and hit with directed energy weapons and stuff like that. I even got myself a Geiger counter. So I'll be able to monitor this stuff a lot more easily. So when I do put that on film, I don't give a fuck what anybody has to say, because you can't discredit that. You can't. You can't discredit a Geiger counter counting large amounts of radiation being beamed down onto a single person in the random location, even as they move. This isn't something that's just placed somewhere. This is something that is intentionally being used to follow me wherever I go. Not just me, but many other TIs as well. We are victims of the weapon that they have already sought to implement and put you, the non-TIs out there, they seek to do to you what they've been doing to us for years, basically, but even worse. They want to take this stuff to another level, to where you can't cure yourself from this. You can't extract the nanotech out of your body anymore, because it's not even going to matter. They want to put it to where it's just completely laced into your body system, to where it's stuck there and it can't come out, to where you even detoxing won't work, to where any of that stuff that you do will not work. And no, once that happens, no amount of shielding, no amount of detoxing will help you. I believe I speak for the safety of everyone when I say definitely reject that damn vaccination. Don't let them put that fucked up technology in your system. If they try to force you, you better fight it. You fight with all your might and you get away from that. But this is why I'm stressing for more and more people to please just get off the grid, man, because it's getting to the point to where it's just not safe. It's not going to be safe unless people are willing to fight. But people can't fight if they're not willing to just literally drop whatever they're doing down and actually take a stand. You know, I'm already doing part of this just by helping spread the information out to boost awareness for everything. You know, I'm already doing my part on that. I've even done even more trying to help out other fellow targeted individuals, but even that's getting fucked with. You know, me trying to help people who are struggling out there is getting fucked with by these bastards. I not only had to deal with people sabotaging my job, but also it's not even just the job. Screw the job. Not just that, but also my life in general. Even when I was since a kid, I had to deal with that. Every high school, every elementary school, every middle school that I went to, it's been the same shit, and I didn't even realize it until I got older. Everything was systematically set to where I was automatically traumatized with unnecessary bullshit. And I didn't know why at the time, you know? I didn't know. I really didn't. And it wasn't until I started getting older and older and older until the stuff finally went over. And then I realized why it went over, because fellow TIs told me that usually people snap out of the programming that they induce onto us around our 30s. Like as soon as you hit age 30, the stuff snaps off. That's crazy, man. You end up living a life and you have people paid out on the side being told, don't let them see this. Don't let them have that. Don't let them wake up to this. It's like you're being fucked with ever since you're a child. You're being literally fucked with the entire time. That's not freedom. That's not freedom, man. I don't know what the fuck anybody else calls that, but that is not freedom. I could ramble all day about this, but I'm afraid that it's just like the old saying that my grandfather had. Well, I used to say, like it'll go like when it comes to certain people, it'll just go in one ear and out the other. I'm starting to believe that saying really does have some truth to it. But then again, it's not the people's fault, man. It's not. It's these criminalized assholes with them pushing what they want. No, not pushing, but forcing what they want on other people who don't want this shit. Who don't want nothing to do with them. Who don't want nothing to do with their programmings. Who don't want nothing to do with this stupid PSYOP mess. Who don't want nothing to do with the stupid operations that they do. People don't want to be fucking experimented on. They don't. But do you think they're not going to listen? Do you think that they're not going to listen? No, they're going to listen. But they're not going to follow through with what you want. They're not going to back off. They're not going to leave you alone. They're not going to stop the stalking. They're not going to stop the gaslighting. They're not going to stop this shit unless we all do something to make them to stop. To give them a reason to stop. Otherwise, this shit is going to keep happening. I want people to definitely take a look at that video that Ryan 2 recently posted. And then there's one other thing I want you to do after that. Look, you don't have to watch the rest of his videos. I'm not telling you to do that. But what I want you to do is look at the lineup of all of his videos and scroll all the way down to the very first one that was posted on his channel, and just see and look at how long that man went through the stuff that he's going through. I want people to see that, man. I really do, because that's real. And there's people who've been literally been victimized by this even longer than that. I really want people to check that out. I'm going to leave a link in the description. Stay safe, stay strong, and please continue fighting the good fight.